All right, so we'll go ahead and start it up here. Like I was saying, you slept through most of the morning. You actually had a pretty good, restful night's sleep. You've heard the door open a handful of times, and you've kind of rolled over and checked out of the corner of your eyes, and just it alarms you a little bit, but you also kind of let your guard down a little. That as you wake up, some of your companions are gone, and then they, throughout the day, they've kind of returned. There's a knock at the door. And as you turn to look over, you're alone in the room, short of Valkithra. You awake with a pounding headache. It feels as if someone has driven a meat hook into the middle of your brow. You nearly hear the dull scrape of rusty metal against thick bone of your dwarven forehead. You feel a small shake of your shoulder and a familiar voice. "Wake up, lad. You got business to tend to." At this point, you hear a dainty knock at the chamber door. The flicker of torches lick the walls with light, yet you can see the wash of the faint sun coming from under the door. Your compatriots are all gone, all but Valkithra, who sits with her nose buried in a book. I need a perception check if you wish to look around the room or gain any bearing.
Look around the room,
Okay.
because I'm noticing people are missing. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious if, just generally speaking, anything out of the ordinary else that might be missing or maybe left behind, something that wasn't taken. So,
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception.
because we didn't enter, they took all of our weapons and stuff. But
That's
anyways,
correct.
But yeah, perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Don't see shit.
How define not good? How low?
It's a 3.
Oh yeah, that's really not good.
I'm so sleepy, man. I'm rubbing my eyes. I can't see anything.
You rub your eyes. You have a lot of eye boogers. You're kind of wiping all those away. And Valkithra just really seems to be into this book that she's reading. It's kind of covered up through with some blanket or something. She seems to be kind of cozy. That's really kind of all you notice. There doesn't seem to be any signs of resistance or duress where your companions tried to fight back. So it wasn't like they were taken. At least nothing that you can tell says that they've been taken hostage.
Valkyra's still just there chilling. So
yeah, she doesn't even really acknowledge that you've gotten up.
All right then. Am I dressed?
Yes.
All right. I might need to take a morning leak.
Okay. So
can I go back to the bean counter's office and pee in his corner?
I think there is a chamber pot in here. I can't remember.
There is. Okay, they just didn't want me to go number 2 in it, but I think number 1 should be fine, right? All right.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna go start my morning routine. I'm gonna go pee in the bucket.
All right.
I guess I'm gonna maybe do it in a manner in which my back is to Valkithra, if that's possible.
Yeah, it is.
And then, just out of respect, despite them being buried in their book, just gonna show my back. I'm a little curious about that. If I took a good enough look at that glove that I received.
Mm-hmm.
So that thought pops into my mind, and now I'm going, once I'm done, I give it 2 jiggles and a shake and put it back. I go back to, I guess, to where my things are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grabbing that gift, the glove that was a gift.
Did I mention that there was a knock at the door already, or no?
I'm sorry if you did. I don't think you did, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm gonna go see who's at the door. I'm just jokingly gonna say to Valkithra, like, "Don't worry, lass, I'll get it."
Yeah.
And then I go get the door.
Okay. So as you approach the door, it swings inward. Rahadin just looks you over for a moment with a brief smile. Give me another perception check. Or insight, actually. Give me an insight check.
Very well. Insight is 17.
Nice. So you look him over, and there's something a little off-putting about the fact that he didn't let you answer the door. It's as if he respected your privacy enough to knock, but wanted to assert his authority enough to simply enter your room. And there's something you find a little off-putting about that. On top of this, his poise is innocuous and insidious, for that matter. You tell by looking at him that he's happy to have you here, and he doesn't really mean you any danger. But it's more so because you feel you found yourself onto this short list of people that they like.
Okay.
And not necessarily the fact that they're good people. At least that much is kind of off-putting to you, or that's the way that you would perceive them now, specifically Rahadin. And just the overall tone of the castle seems to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
You're able to pick up on that enough. You're not really sure where you could put your finger on it necessarily. That kind of,
these aren't great guys, but for some reason they like me.
Mm-hmm. You're skeptical of them, if nothing else.
Yeah. All right.
I don't. This seems odd. This is odd to you.
Okay.
But you don't necessarily write this off as this just being how weird the world of man is to you either. This is far and away different from how your kinsman would have accepted someone, but you don't really put this off on this is how the world of man or the realm of elves would do it either.
Okay. All right. And in that case, I'm just gonna say sure, lad, come on in. What can I help you with?
There is give me a second here. You look over at Valkithra once more, with a hand over your left eye, as if blocking it away from the light. The door before you creaks heavily on its hinges. By now it's the early afternoon and you feel like you haven't slept a wink. You turn to see Rahadin standing in the doorway with two guards donned in heavy plates bearing the crest of the Count. The heavy halberds rest in the crooks of their elbows with a pommel against the floor. Mr. Travok, I have come with word on behalf of the Countess Anastasia von Zervich that we are to take you to get you fitted for clothes for this evening. If you will join me, we shall get this began. And he extends an arm gesturing for the door. Do you follow him?
Well, first I want to I didn't even make it to my pack, so I don't have the glove because I stopped.
You could run and go get it now if you wanted to. That's something.
What color was it again?
It was red. It was like a crimson red.
And it was a woman's glove, right? It was
yes.
Anastasia's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: is this a glove you're going to show him that you have?
No, that's why I was.
Okay, so you're just going to kind of hurry up and stuff it in your pocket?
That's right. I was like, if I grab the glove, then now I'm putting it in my pocket and.
Okay.
Saying,
so, what would you do to try and hide that you are stuffing this glove in your pocket? Are you going to just fool around in your pack and kind of fumble for something else and then shove the glove in there when, you pull something else out? Are you going to try and just take a drink from your canteen? Walk me through as you're digging through your pack,
Well, I think
how it is you're going to try, because he's not like full on in the room, but he is past the threshold.
His presence, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So just to clarify, what I think I intended to happen was I wake up, rub my eyes, don't see shit except for a Valkithra reading. I go over, I take a whiz. I have the thought like, hey, I don't remember if I looked at that glove or not, but I don't think I went to my pack and grabbed it. I think I heard a knock at the door, so instead of grabbing it, I just left.
Well, what I was saying is, because I told you, like, if you wanted to go get it, you could now, but he's like in this room. So if you want to get it, you need to kind of.
Okay. I'm getting fitted, so I don't get it. I just leave it in my pack, so he doesn't. And no, he doesn't know that it's there, and I would not reveal his.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you do follow him then?
I'm like, all right, lad, let's go get me a new suit.
All right.
Just trying to make a joke out of the atmosphere and walking willingly.
All right. The dark elf leads the dwarf with the armed guard in tow. Their heavy plates clap against each other as they walk. I need you to give me a perception check.
And this is where Travok dies.
Hmm.
It's a 5.
You find comfort in the rhythmic clacking of their metal plates. It takes you back to a time before the fog, before the slaughter, when your kinsmen stood proudly at attention. But you were never a warrior, were you? At this moment, you think that you had just lived your own life instead of trying to follow Bjorn's. All of this could have been avoided. You think of the years that would have passed without seeing him, knowing each night you grew just a little bit older in your bed. That someday you would hardly recognize your friend from the deep lines in his face. My, what a mess you found yourself in now. The heavy thoughts weigh on you. Seemingly, you take a place much darker and more bleak than what surrounds you. You've been following this dark elf for what feels like days now. You've been all but listening, and it's at this point you've recognized he's done all but be silent. Do you wish to ask him any questions?
Yes. So, how far is it to the tailor?
Sorry, I was taking a drink. He walks with his hands clasped behind his back, and he gives a small chortle, if you will, a light chuckle, and his head movement is very exaggerated as he does so. It quickly flies back, and he looks down and to the right of you, and he says, my dear friend, we shall bring her to you. It will only be a moment more. And with that, he leads you up another staircase. It bends hard at a 90-degree, and then you find yourself walking out into a tower that is completely, it's cylindrical in shape, and the center of the tower is completely open. There are just stairs that line the circumference.
Okay.
There are no banisters.
Oof. And we're going up?
Yes.
So you guys keep your tailor at the top of a tower of a castle?
We are going to special room. You will see. It is nice. Come, it is only one more floor higher. And he takes the inside. And for a brief moment, as you watch him near the ledge, do you think that you might be able to find your way out of this if you were to just shove him to the floor? You get about halfway through that thought, and the consequence of failure washes over you.
Ooh, yeah, I could be the one on the floor.
He leads you up one more floor, and you notice something bright and glowing at the top of this tower. It's brighter than the sun outside. You only see the glow, and at the very edge of the source. Do you want to lean out and take a look at it?
Am I still inside the spiral
Yes.
bannerless staircase? But I'm looking up.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know. I look down to assess how far down, and we're at least what, 2 floors at this point?
That would be 2 floors from where you started, which was about 2 floors up. So you're about 40 to 45 feet over the floor there, and it's not even flat floor. There's another stairwell that you can see at the bottom that goes down.
Oof.
All of this is stone, mind you.
I'm gonna run my hand along the stone and see if there's anything particular that I might recognize about it through my stone sense. Is that
Sure.
a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is onyx. This whole onyx and obsidian you see are kind of intertwined and interlaced throughout all of the floors and all of the walls and things. Although it feels strange to you in how smooth it is. Typically, obsidian and onyx, with the very nature of fire and melted ore, are rarely ever smooth all the way to the touch, at least for anything longer than, say an inch or so. They're very jagged material. This is completely smooth, almost like glass. Like if you were to, it reminds you of like a frozen lake, basically. If you give me a perception check.
All right.
And I'll give you some lore behind the realm that will kind of open up the world a little bit. Sweet. All right. It's a stretch for you, but you start to piece it together that maybe that this is some form of obsidian that is formed through ice and not through fire.
Okay.
It feels cold, like permafrost that you felt inside of specific mines before, specifically the ones that were a little more north, where it's much colder from where you stay. And you think that this may be formed in the same manner that a lot of those, a lot of the walls and interiors of those mines were shaped, but much more precisely and artistically done here versus the natural layout that you would be accustomed to.
And does it seem, you said it was smoothed. Is there anything about do I feel any cracks or
no, so
to the structural integrity?
There are scratches that you see kind of dispersed across all of it, but they don't look natural.
Ooh, okay.
The other thing to this, the masonry work is so well done that you don't see chisel marks on any of this stone, leading you to think that maybe it naturally forms in flat blocks like this, and they instead of smoothing the stones out, harvested them in like rectangles.
Okay. No, I would not risk leaning out. I think Travok is afraid of heights, if I remember correctly. He hasn't done too well with it. Anyways, yeah, he's gonna
Yeah, but you've like destroyed every dex check you had.
I know. That's why I don't want to kill the hot
now,
shit. I mean,
now when the consequences are real,
I could easily fall 45. You know what? I'll do it. Because now I'm curious. There's a bright light. Everything else is dark. The stone is dark. Everything else is dark. This guy is giving me creeps.
Okay.
Clearly not leading me to a tailor. And so, yes, I will peek out to see if I can get a better glimpse of this light. And
so how close to the edge do you get to peek out? Mind you, you don't have to peek out super far to get a half-ass decent look at whatever this is.
So I'm going to take the edge of my left, because I'm assuming it's my left foot that's closest to the air gap. Is that right?
That would be the right foot.
The right foot. Okay, my mistake. So I'm going to take the leading edge of my right foot, and I'm going to make sure I can still see ground.
Okay.
Or step beneath.
Okay, so you're
the edge.
I got you. Okay, so you're going to have a 1 foot firmly planted on the ground, and that'll be kind of like with enough distance between your toe and the edge. So there's definitely no I fell over
I'm
moment.
Not teetering all the way to the very tiptoe edge, like I'm leaving some room there.
All right, give me a perception check with advantage then.
All right. Oh, whoops, that was not the right one.
You can always just roll it twice if you need to. But I think there is a modifier, and you can roll it with advantage on alchemy.
First roll was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Second roll is 8. So I'm going to take the 17. Yeah.
All right. You poke your head out to see the strangest thing you've ever seen. It hangs like a chandelier. It produces light like a chandelier. You even see flickers of flames within it that remind you of a chandelier. But this isn't a chandelier. You aren't quite certain what this is. You aren't certain what to make of it. You aren't certain anything about it other than it's very peculiar and you've never seen it before. It looks to you like if someone were to have taken the colors of a sunset and put it into a ruby and made that ruby as large as one could before their back broke under the weight of carrying it. You stop for a moment and study it. And it almost looks as if it's pulsating.
Okay.
And you find this very unsettling. And just before you try to step out just another half inch, not too far as to put yourself in any danger.
Okay.
You hear the halberds of the guards smack down on the floor behind you. And you look down and you notice that Rahadin is quite a bit ahead of you. And he stops to look at you as well. What do you do?
The ones, so you're saying there were ones behind me?
Yes, there's they have essentially been blocking your exit. If you were to try and run, they've been following behind you. Mind you, they're also your armed escort. So
but
typical.
They also just tapped their halberds on the ground and.
Yes, they have come up to behind you while you stopped, and they now, just as they were behind Rahadin at the door, have put their halberds down on the ground and have taken like not necessarily like a sentinel approach, but they're now standing at attention behind you, like waiting for you to move and blocking your path.
Then before I move and I notice that they're blocking my path, I ask them, I point to the gem that I just looked at and I'm like, "Oi, what'd that be thing up there? Looks like it could be pulsing or something. Like, what is that?"
Rahadin turns.
I'm like stopped.
Turns. Yeah, you're good. Rahadin turns on his heel, hands still clasped behind his back, and slowly he lowers himself down each step with a Well, it bounced. And he looks at you with a wide grin. That is said to be the heart of the realm. We relish this heart, as it were, as we believe it is the only to exist. And it is quite magnificent to look at, no?
Travok would just, I don't know if I need to do or perform for this or not, but he would just try to chuckle and say, "Aye, that be one way to describe it." I don't know
Give
if I even want
me.
to say it. Like, I kind of want.
No, I'm wondering. It would be more so how it would be perceived on his end that I'm up in the air about. It's not necessarily that it's a bad thing. It's just like,
how is he gonna?
How would he take that? Yeah, give me a first. All right. Hang on. We're gonna do this. I want you to roll a D100, and I want you to call low, mid, or high.
Okay.
It's super complicated how this is going to be, but if you're low and it's mid, then you can make a normal check. If you go low and it's high, you have to do it at disadvantage, and if you go low and it's low, you get it with advantage.
Okay. So in order to do this in alchemy, what I'm doing is rolling 2 D10s. Is that right?
Yeah, but I need you to tell me right now. Are you going low, mid, or high? Before you roll, I need to know.
I'm gonna go low.
Okay.
All right.
Kudos to you for not just going mid. I see you.
I mean, let's have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
D10 number 1. Oh, it's an 8.
Oh shit. Okay.
D10 number 2 is a 5.
Okay. All right. So I need you to roll a. Oh man, what would that be? What would that be?
Persuasion. I mean, it's all charisma based, which is -1, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, just give me a general persuasion check. All right. Yeah, persuasion's fine.
Let's do persuasion. All right. Persuasion check. 14.
Oh, nice. That's with disadvantage?
That's with disadvantage. Or no, the first one is 14.
All right, give me the second one.
So here's the second one. God, persuasion. 16.
Get the fuck out of here. No way.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. The DC check was going to be a fucking 15, dude. I'm not doing that to you. I'll give you the +1 because you decided to take the gamble, and I like it.
All right.
So, what is it that you say to him?
I just look at him, and I'm like, that's one way to describe it, lad.
Yes, we know this.
Because he called it beautiful, and it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so there is better way to describe it, but I do not speak the foreigner tongue very well, just enough. But in time, you learn. It is fine. And with that, he just come, and begins walking. The guards don't touch you. But you hear their halberds pick up.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
definitely
up what they're laying down.
Yeah.
I almost feel, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like stalling and just being like, "Hey, lads, so just having a real hard time here. You keeping a special tailor in a special tower." In a place where you keep the most prized possession in all the land. Are you sure you're taking me to the tailor?
He He chuckles again and he says, "Dar, Travok, you are going to a special fitting room. I am taking you to the Count's chambers as we speak. The tailor that we bring has returned with Anastasia and the Count and Ludmila. So, if you would, kind sir, let us take you there."
Yes, kind sir, please lead on.
So he takes you up one more spiral of the staircase. There's a small door. I say small, it's a large, I mean, typical doorway size, but it goes straight down a corridor. You see several statues lined in alcoves on either side of the corridor. But about 10 feet in, just before you start walking in between all the statues, there's another little hallway. This isn't necessarily a small hallway, but you are quite certain that this isn't the way, like this isn't meant to be adorned for guests. You immediately get the feeling that this is private chambers.
Private chambers.
Yeah.
I was just going to say private chambers.
So he leads you down a corridor where there are various paintings of things, big mountainscapes. There's, for lack of a better term, embellished paintings and portraits of the countryside that you've witnessed so far. A lot of fog, a lot of trees in black and white. There's, just various countryside portraits. And Rahadin walks you into a doorway within this corridor, swings it open, steps to the side, and ushers you in. Follows behind you. The two guards stay at the door and they close the door shut. With that, you find yourself standing in a study. There are bookshelves that go every bit of 20 feet tall, and they are jam-packed with books. There is all kinds of them, of various different types of spines, various colors, various materials. You're in what you would consider a library at this point. And Rahadin ushers you to another set of double doors just to the right of the door that you just came through. And when you enter in, you see a bed with a large area rug at the foot of it. There is an armoire immediately to your left. Further to your left is a set of large double doors. And straight ahead of you is a small gnome with a table on wheels, so to speak, almost like a cart, standing in front of a mirror, and there is a wood crate in front of her. And Rahadin rests a gentle hand on your back, and it's cold. You can feel how cold his touch is through your shirt. And he just says, "Here, sir, please step upon the box, and she will begin." Do you walk in and get up on the box? Tyler?
Yes, I thank him for his escort.
Okay.
And I step in and onto the box.
As he goes to close the doors, mind you, so these doors are wooden with large iron reinforcements. The gilding almost, if it were. You see the door on the right has a large gash in the wood that makes you rather uneasy. It seems to be not necessarily unfitting, but different than the rest of this chamber is, considering how elegant the last 2 rooms and corridor and flight of stairs that you've come through.
Okay.
As you step up on the box, there is a small blonde-haired gnome. She smiles at you and offers you a small curtsy. I need you to give me a perception check.
All right. 12.
Okay. She steps over to you and raises your sleeve of your shirt up just a little bit and is kind of looking at your skin tone. And
Are there any windows in this room?
There's 2 to the west.
How far away are they?
Maybe 7-8 feet from where you are right now. Not very far.
Okay.
Do you want to look out those windows?
I'm assuming I'm at the top of a tower at this point, right?
They're stained glass.
Am I still back inside more of the structure of the building now?
So from what you recognize, looking through the stained glass window.
Yes, I'd like to look out the stained glass window.
You're in a room that is facing the gate in which you entered, up above the main door, but you remember as you entered in how dauntingly high the top of that gate was.
Okay. I've got something cooking in my brain, but let's see how this goes.
Okay. She looks at you a moment, kind of studies you. Given your skin, my lord, I'd say linen might suit you best. Do you have a preferred color?
Well, I suppose a better question would be, what exactly are you tailoring me for again?
You've been invited to dinner, my lord.
Let's in that case, I'd like to look as fashionable as people would dress in these lands. Nothing too flashy or anything that might be insulting. I don't want to look like a jester, right?
Oh, of course, my lord.
So, what color do you think I should go for this this linen? What might you recommend?
There is a dull scraping of a file against fingernails that could be heard from the bed on the dark side of the room to your right. She will be partial to the red, though perhaps the linen will bring the red out of his cheeks. She's likely to gush in front of us all when she sees him. Tell me, dwarf, do you plan on finally showing her what we all see, or is this some ruse you plan to maintain?
So now I'm squinting into the dark because there's someone else in the room that I didn't realize was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was a female speaking?
Yes.
So sorry, lass, I didn't see you there. Do I recognize the voice?
No.
I'm not sure if you and I have met. My name's Travok. What's your name?
I know you all too well, Travok. I am Valinta, and we shall see. I am certain she is dying to see you. Her dejection has done nothing to keep the wrinkles from her face. My husband weren't so enthralled with your precious Irina, he'd noticed her slipping away. Trust me, half-man. I'll see you dead well before you end up with a new wife from the court.
Oh, I think you might be reading something that isn't there, lass. I'm not. I'm most definitely not here to find a wife. Uh, what gave you that impression?
The woman rolls out of the bed, laying a metal nail file on the bedside table. A peculiar sight floods your mind as you see the woman slowly stand completely naked. She is short for a human and wears only a porcelain mask of which conceals all but her eyes and mandible. I need a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wisdom save. Ooh, not good. It's an 8.
All right. Your eyes instinctively address the frame of her body. She is rather lithe yet supple. There is a small mole just above her right hip, and there are small lines of definition in her abdomen. As she walks by, she pats you on the head. Close your eyes, darling. I'd hate to have them removed. I am Valinta. I want this dinner to go as well as it could, and I want you all to leave quickly. I do not like the idea of your whore friend taking my spot on the throne. Not do I like some Sostonville swoon over another man, even a half-man. You are going to behave, yes? Keep your composure during dinner, take your friends, and leave? Go to the village, live a normal life. She will forget all about you. Grow old, have gray hair, die slow, peaceful death like smart man. You feel her running a hand under your head towards the bottom of your neck as she speaks. Her touch is far softer than Anastasia's, yet you easily recognize the sharp claw-like fingernails on your skin. She teasingly rubs your ears before sauntering off in a newly adorned light cloth dress. As she walks away, you watch her leave. Strangely, she seems rather dressed down for royalty, and at the bottom of her feet are stained black with dirt and soot. The tailor clears her throat. So, my lord, the white linen, or do you have a preference in the fabric that Madame Anastasia wears?
Oh, man. This is like one of those simple decisions that is probably going to have a great effect down the line. Oh, man. Choose your own adventure.
I had a really tough time coming up with a good gnome voice.
It's all right. God damn it, dude. Do I go with the red color that would please Anastasia? Or do I go with the white color that this lady...
So she sees and recognizes the overthought on the whole matter.
Okay.
She says, I don't worry, my lord. We shall make sure that you look fantastic. Hang on, give me a second, because I'm blending the two.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, what would a gnome sound like? They'd be really high-pitched, right? I'm trying to do that without it being, like, annoyingly so.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be high-pitched. The way I think about it is, like, the voice in my head would be like, if I can even enunciate it correctly, would be something like "Good tidings to ya."
Okay, all right,
Like,
guy.
how
Yeah,
you
that
gonna-
was fucking amazing. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. All right. I'm Langy, by the way, my lord. I apologize for not speaking it sooner. Langy kind's god of Cormier. I came here some time ago, reckon I wandered out into the night to have a wee, and when I came back from the outhouse, it sure was mighty foggy. Never did find me house after that. She looks up to you slightly as she pulls a measuring tape across your chest and down your arms. She goes quiet for a bit. Do you decide to fill the awkward silence?
You know what? I'm gonna go with white.
You can go with white?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with white. I'm just gonna fill the silence by saying like, yeah, I think I'll go with the white lass.
Mm-hmm. She looks up to you a moment awkwardly and then quickly looks back to her work when you look back at her. I want to thank you, my lord. The crown promised to pay me well for your clothes. Things have been slow in Valakai and we've needed the coin. I have a family, you know, yep. 4 children and a husband. Husband's a hen. Lucky to get the first 2 kids out. Third kid practically walked out and the fourth, well, she was a doozy. Their names are... Just as the pang of this gnome droning on and on about her family, something uneasy stirs in you. Need a perception check.
All right. Damn it. 8.
Oh, shit. The laughter you hear outside strikes you as insincere. A soft letdown of one's feelings in exchange for a shade of etiquette. The door creaks a moment. You turn back to the entrance to see red painted nails, long and sharp, wrapping around the door. You see part of a forearm wrapped in dark purple lace. Oh, da. But if you will excuse me, I must go and check on my git. Another voice interrupts her. It is distant and hurried. Donna! Hang on, give me a second. Danya! Gravjak dam Strahd, grati berim. And with that, you see the nails curl into the door, making small scratching noises against the wood. Oh no, says the small woman says. Seems something has happened to the Count. Lord's hope he's okay. I need an insight check.
Something's happened to the Count.
Mm-hmm. Let's hope he's okay.
Oh. Come on, insight. Natural 20.
Nice.
So total is 23.
The woman's voice seems insincere. You can't help but think that behind her face of worry, she longs for nothing but tragedy to strike the entire court. She looks up at you, though, as if she were waiting for you to speak, though at this time she simply looks at your expression, doing her best to gauge your allegiance. Do you say anything to her or acknowledge this look?
Who is it that's looking through the door?
There's
Or is it the gnome that's looking at me?
The gnome is looking at you. The arm that was there curled, like its fingernails curled into the wood, and then it left and closed the door behind it.
Oh, okay. So I Travok would have a look of surprise and be like something happened to the Count. I hope he's okay.
No, do you tell her that sincerely or no?
Well, yes, it would be sincere. Like, I do think Travok would kind of hope that the host who invited him in and all this other kind of stuff, that, especially given what's her name just dragged her nails across my neck, and seemed rather. Just
so I'm clear here, the woman, the gnome woman, didn't, like, she wants something bad to happen to them. I don't know if you picked up on that or not. Her words were, so your insight, Yeah, the woman's voice seems insincere. You can't help but think that behind her face of worry, she longs for nothing but tragedy to strike the entire court. She looks up at you, though, or she looks up. Oh my God. She looks up at you as though she were waiting for you to speak, though at this time she simply looks at your expression, doing her best to gauge your allegiance.
In that case, so I have this knowledge, but I don't want to give off that I know that she's being insincere with her comments.
Mm-hmm.
So I too am gonna try
Okay.
and it would probably need to be another persuasion or performance that I'm gonna try and say I hope he's okay too.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna make it sound sincere with maybe giving her an indication that her and I might be on the same page.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll a 15.
Nice. She lowers her voice a little bit as she starts to kind of look you over once more and then looks back down at her work. She says, "We have a shop in Valakai, you know. If you need anything else done or altered, the Festival of the Blazing Sun is coming soon. You should come and visit. Winter's coming also. I'd suggest you come get something warmer, my lord. Perhaps the court could supply you with a few pelts from their hunts. I'd gladly suit them for you. My husband is an excellent tanner and knows how to mix fashion with whatever you need them for. I've seen them make parts for the fishermen to keep their water off of their lower half. It's called Dooley's Tailor and Fitting. I always like to introduce my children to the customers. It helps them gain a sense of appreciation for the community, you know. They love to show off their Blinksy toys. I apologize in advance if they corner you with questions. They mean well, I promise." She eyes you once more as if waiting to let you speak.
Aye, lass, I'll keep that in mind. I'll be happy to see if the court can afford some pelts. Be happy to stop by the shop in what was the town called again?
Valakai.
Valakai.
Yeah, and take this down for your notes. Dooley's Tailor and Fitting.
Dooley's? That's what I was going to ask you.
All right. It's DOOLY''S, Dooley. For Dooley Kinesguard. It's her husband. Which is a fucking awesome hen name, if I say so myself.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Dooley Kinesguard?
Kinesguard, yeah. KINDSGUARD. Dooley Kinesguard.
Got it.
Okay. So do you say anything to her in return?
Yeah, I was just expressing to her, like, you know, I'll keep that in mind. I'll come. I'll check and see if maybe the court can spare some pelts, and we'll bring those to Dooley's. Be happy to come visit Dooley's Tailor and Fitting in Valakai.
Yes.
Happy
Excellent.
to meet your husband, Dooley Kinesguard. Sorry.
We sure do love having visitors come and see us. This shop is a little worse for wear, but we're working on it. And she steps back to the cart, which held the original swathes of cloth, and brings it nearby. You see in a corner is a small hold for several pins. She grabs one and looks up to you. "Be very still, my lord," as she starts to push the pins into the clothes together. I need you to roll a D100 and call high or low before you roll.
I'm staying low.
Okay.
right. D10 number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. The 7.
Okay.
D10 number 2 is an 8. 78.
As she places her pen into the fabric, the door flies open with gusto. The distraction causes you both to look over. As Langi's concentration breaks, you feel the sting of a sharp needle digging into the upper inside of your thigh. I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Damn it. Good thing I'm a dwarf. Constitution save 23.
Nice. You manage to stifle a scream, and it's with quick wit that you have to try and poise your face together and not squint from the pain of the needle. So now I need you to roll a performance check.
Performance check.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 0 because I rolled a 1 and I have -1 charisma.
Your face scrunches.
I totally fail.
You don't give an audible scream, but you definitely do in silence.
Yeah. I hear you. The heavy pounding of stilettos on the floor approaches you. Oh, Travok, my darling, it is so good to see you. She looks about the room a moment as if checking for something, or rather someone. After a quick glance, she nearly sprints to your side with a smile, quickly caressing your ear with her thumb and forefinger. She leans in and quietly whispers, I have missed you so. What do you say in return? Thank you, lass.
She sniffs halfway through your words, letting you finish speaking. She then looks to Langi and speaks something in a heavy accent that you don't understand. Visibly, Langi begins to tremble and nods. A long and agonizing silence is accompanied with a threatening glare. She speaks again slowly with a growl in her voice. Fear overcomes Langi as she does so. Tears form in Langi's eyes as she begins shaking her head and speaking through sobs, obviously pleased. Give us the room, Langi. I must speak with my guest. She doesn't hesitate and nearly sprints for the door. You hear it shut and latch behind you. Where do you focus your attention? Do you look around the room away from Anastasia? Do you look at the door, or do you look at Anastasia?
I'm gonna look at the door.
Okay. When you watch her like a dog with a tail tucked between its legs, her knees nearly tied together, seemingly, as she walked. She runs for the door, and a plated hand reaches over and shuts it. The shadow cast from a light at the table shows a shadow underneath the door from where she stands, and you don't see it move. It just stays completely still, trembling where it stands.
So she's outside she's been told to stand outside, and she's standing outside the door.
Yep.
Okay.
A firm hand brushes across your shoulders. She has done well.
Relenting. Oh, geez.
She follows with a heavy sniff of the air, speaking through, or as she exhales in a strange form of delight. Did she hurt you?
No, I'm okay. I did get a pinprick in my leg, but no, I'm okay. Oh no, no, I shouldn't have said that. Shit.
Mind you, so this box is rather tall. You're about at eye level with Anastasia while you're standing on it.
Okay.
Her hand trails up the inner part of your knee. You hear, or rather,
God damn it.
you hear and feel her breath softly as it rolls down the nape of your neck. You look down as she rests her head on your shoulder. Her fingers grip at the pin in your leg and she quickly removes it. Seeing the bit of blood on the tip of the pin, she stands back, turns to look at you and licks it clean in front of you. I will have a word with her before dinner. For now, my love, I will have another tailor finish your fitting. She looks at you over once more before giving you a kiss on the cheek. Her thick red lipstick stains an outline on your face. She leans in her head and lightly parts her lip. She leans her head back, lightly parts her lips, and teasingly wipes the corner of her mouth with her index finger. Before walking out the door, she looks back over her shoulder. What? Did you just come?
I'm gonna I wanted to tell Anastasia just now before she leaves.
Okay.
Uh listen, lass. Uh if if you truly care about my happiness, you won't let any harm come to the tailor. It wasn't her fault. Uh I would be very, very unhappy, almost to the brink of leaving
She
if you were to hurt her, if you hurt her for just trying to do her job.
approaches you, muttering something under her breath. Um, Give me. Damn. You aren't certain if when she approaches you, how or why she's approaching you. And it isn't until she's nearly on top of you that she throws her arms around you and buries her head into your neck. And she just states, "This is why you mean so much to me. It has been some time since I have seen one who would stand so carelessly for the wellness of another. This is your most admirable trait, Travok, and something that I can't help but think about when you are away, and can't hope for more ways for you to impress me, such as this. Thank you." And with that, she turns and walks out.
Oh, I kind of let out a sigh of relief.
Okay. I want you to tell me about Travok right now as she exits the room.
So what's going through his head is that he's in a bad situation, right? Like something must have happened to the Count. There was a commotion about it. Anastasia, I now have a better understanding of Anastasia's attraction. It's because he's such a good guy, right? Or at least that's what it seems. It doesn't seem like she would intentionally do anything to harm me. Almost maybe willing to protect me, just out of her lust or love, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you because you're the DM. But Travok was glancing at the window as a manner of escape,
Mm-hmm.
asking yourself, how can you escape from a window that's at least 4, 5, 6 stories up from the main gate that's outside?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to summon Bear and command him to immediately jump out the window. And then I was going to race over to the window and watch him. And before he hits the ground, I was going to teleport so that I teleport to, we switch places
Mm-hmm.
with me only having about 5 feet to fall instead of 100.
Now, mind you, you would still have the same momentum.
Oh, would I?
Yeah.
Cause,
Yeah, because
well, I
if
thought
not, then he would come back to where you were with that kind of momentum and would like sprawl out across the floor.
well, that's what I was thinking. Is that he
Oh,
would
gotcha.
manifest himself in my place at his velocity and just despawn because he's only got 1 HP and he would just hit and despawn. I
Okay.
would be teleported maybe 5 feet, 5-10 feet above the ground and have a better chance of survival falling maybe only 5 or 10 feet.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
That was my idea for
We're
his window.
we're gonna dice it up. Are you
All
ready?
right.
We're
I'm
gonna
not saying
let.
that's what I was gonna do.
No, no,
I'm
you're
saying
good.
it
We're
was an
gonna
idea that I had while I was looking at the window.
we're gonna make some rules because it's the rule of cool. But I
Okay.
could see where this would this could be exploited.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let the dice rolls determine it. I'll let you call it, everything like that. And if you call it right, we'll allow it to happen. There'll be some obvious RP backlash for stuff like that, because that would be kind of similar to me from when Erdstrappa was just fucking walking summoned animals into the trap.
Oh, I would be carelessly summoning
Yeah, only to kill
Baron
him.
just to kill him. I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. All
Yeah.
right, that's fair. That's fair.
So, you know what? Don't even roll. We'll allow it. You can do that if you want, but know that there will be RP backlash for that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. So we'll allow it. We'll just remember that I gave you that. It's in this video.
Yeah.
We have it recorded. We'll allow you to do. It won't transfer momentum. It'll just simply move you both wherever.
Okay.
Okay. So he's like on a 10 on being uncomfortable, like ready to fucking dip out of this motherfucker. I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's definitely not easy with what's going on. Looking around the room, it doesn't appear that there was anything that might look like it leads out, right? Because I'm in a private chamber area, so if
there's
now,
there's a large set of double doors to your left, but
that might be a bathroom, like a lavish bathroom, or who knows, right? Like
between you and I, that's 100% what it is. It's
okay.
it's a big bath chamber.
Yeah. So he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's in the room by himself. He's kind of freaked out because what's her name, Valadny or whatever?
Valenta.
Valenta kind of threatened him in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been doing that.
Yeah. The guards seemed like an escort, but really also, in a manner of speaking, like the same way you might respectfully escort a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking forward to dinner. It's pretty. I mean.
Oh, just wait. I have more. There's more.
Okay.
There's more.
Just based solely on maybe some high quality food that he can eat,
Right.
and him being a cook and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of his general mindset. He was looking forward to the food.
Okay.
But now he's kind of like in a no shit mindset.
Got you.
Because of everything that happened.
Okay. There is a gentle knock at the door. How do you answer?
Is there anything in the immediate vicinity that I can grab as maybe a blunt weapon, like a club or?
No.
Shit. I'll just call out and just be like, yes? Who is it?
A thin elven girl enters the room. She quietly nods to you and approaches. She's wearing a maid's outfit, slightly soiled from a day's work. You can see from her lifeless expression she has one ideal in mind, finishing her task. It's nearly obvious that she wouldn't answer you even if you spoke to her. Do you try and speak to her?
Yes.
Okay, what do you say?
I'm asking about my friends. Like,
Okay.
because they were missing from. Fuck, I should have gotten to this sooner. Hey, lass, do you happen to see two big guys? Maybe two brothers? And maybe the Burgermeister around anywhere by chance?
She grabs a few pins from the cart behind her and kneels down and starts to pin the rest of your pants leg together. She looks up to you after you finish speaking and opens her mouth to reveal a tongue that has long since been cut out. She pulls a letter from her pocket and hands it to you and goes back to finishing her work. Do you read the letter now, or do you save it for later?
I'm gonna go ahead and read it now.
Okay, I need an intelligence check.
Intelligence is -1, so the check is 14.
Get the fuck out of here. Nice, dude. Good shit. You begin to read through this letter. You don't really speak Elvish, and she doesn't speak that great a common, but you manage to piece it together in whatever weird broken language this is. And it reads, "My lord, she is genuine in what she says. While she mopes about the castle in your absence, or when your word of you is sparse, she will be overbearing, but I have seen a genuine change in her. Do not let her frighten you." What do you say to this?
I'm gonna ask her. Oh wait, so the letter was addressed to me?
Yeah, it was it's like scribbled almost. Like she...
So this was pre-written
Yes.
when she came in.
Yep.
Do not let her frighten me. Okay, so he was talking about she's talking about the threatening lady then, right?
No.
That's what I'm gonna ask her then. Like, who are you talking about? Who have you seen a change in? I'm gonna simplify it. Who changed?
She motions to you in your clothes and then pulls her blonde hair to the side and points at her blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Or I guess it would be more like strawberry blonde.
Okay. Anastasia's hair is red, right?
Yeah. Red, strawberry blonde. It's roughly the same color.
So it's the same color as Anastasia's, or the...
Close enough, yeah.
Okay.
Valenta's hair is like raven black.
Black. Okay.
Yeah, you'll notice that Irina, Anastasia both have like similar hair colors, and Ludmila and Valenta both have really similar hair colors. Like they all kind of fit the type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very apparent looking at least
sorry, the letter was basically saying like, don't worry, she's...
Yeah. This elven girl is basically like telling you like, you know, she's not lying to you.
Okay.
But it's also kind of out of left field. Like, why is she in here? Where is her tongue at? Why does she have this letter? Why is it written in a language that you can understand?
Uh, I guess my next question would be, um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to myself, and then I'm going to use like the way you might use your right hand to like lock arms with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were walking your wife down an aisle, for
Mm-hmm.
example. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna point to myself. I'm gonna make the gesture with my right arm, and I'm gonna point to it,
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of rock it back and forth in like a friendly manner. And I'm gonna say, "Where's friends?"
She uh oh damn, how the hell would a person without a tongue pantomime this?
Like
Uh
where's like my friends? Like where's my
she
friends?
she stands up uh and she's trying to think about how to pantomime it, and then
Okay.
she snaps her fingers and she turns around and grabs a small piece of charcoal that would be used to mark like where to make cuts on the fabric,
Okay.
and she simply writes down chapel and audience room.
Okay. So my friends are in the chapel in the audience room.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Uh-oh. Chapel. There better not be wedding bells, bro. Uh, jeez.
She snaps her
Uh,
fingers again and takes it from you and writes guest bedroom, um, and then hands it back to you.
okay. Um,
Or guest bed
okay.
chamber, you know, more proper.
Oh, I'm gonna write the word count
She
as a
can
question
so
mark.
she
Oh,
can
she can hear
still,
me.
yeah, she just
Okay,
doesn't have a
yeah,
tongue,
duh.
dude.
Sorry. Uh, she's she's mute, not deaf.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, what happened to the count?
Uh, she just writes audience room, or she taps where it says audience room.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
Oh, it's worse than you can imagine.
There's a
It's
there's a
worse than you can imagine. You'll find out at the next session, but it's worse than you could
yeah,
imagine.
I'm getting a bad feeling. I got a bad feeling as soon as now kind of connecting some dots. Like something happened with the count. She's saying my friends are down in the audience room of the chapel.
She didn't
I
specify who was where. She just said
oh
they're your friends are in the chapel and they're in the audience room.
okay,
That's all. That's all that you've been alluded to.
but I'm at least connecting the dots that something happened. I asked where my friends were. She wrote out chapel audience room.
Mm-hmm.
I asked where's the count
She just taps so where it says audience room.
audience room. Fuck. Okay. Um. Oh, this is so bad. God damn it.
It's been so long
Is
since we've
there?
had a group session, and I love that I still have all of you on your toes. I
Yeah.
love it.
Um. Where? Is? Do you know of a way out?
Her head cants to one side.
Okay. So. I feel like I've got like limited time with her, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to knock out as many questions as I can while we're in private. The door is closed, right?
Yes, for now.
Okay. Um. Can you help me?
Her eyes squint at you, and she looks at you rather I'm trying to think of the word, appraisingly. Like she's kind of confused, not necessarily by what you're asking, but she doesn't seem to understand why.
Okay. Shit, I don't know. Travok is just kind of in a state of shock at this point. Like, he doesn't know. He's definitely got the heebie-jeebies. But he also feels powerless. Like, he's kind of stuck in a bad situation and doesn't know. Like, in his mind, he's like a mouse in a box with nowhere to go, and it's just like running around in circles, like from wall to wall to wall to wall to wall, like realizing there's no place to go, looking around. Like, that's what his mindset is right now. So, um,
Okay, so do you press this elven girl for more info on how to escape, or do you kind of like backpedal on that, or do you just not say anything?
I'm just gonna maybe backpedal and be like, how do I
When I say backpedal, I mean like try and make it seem like you didn't just ask her how to leave.
how do I get that? Yeah, what I mean is, lass, can you take me back to my room with my friend, the one I came from?
She nods quickly, grabs several other pins, and then just holds up a finger and then just starts like slamming pins in, but very deftly. None of them nick you. None of them, even really brush your skin. After a moment, she stands and begins to take the cloth off of you. Walks, mind you, you'd still have on like a shirt and your, like some underwear and shit.
Okay, am I still wearing my human bell-bottom pants rolled up 8 times?
So those I don't think you would have on,
Okay,
because they'd be trying to fit over those.
right. Okay,
So I would imagine, because I didn't really think about that, we'll retcon it to say that they gave you some shorts to put over your whatever underwear style he's got on, and then you just have your shirt on.
his dwarven codpiece.
Yeah, sure. And with that, she collects the fabrics, gently walks to the
Did I get
door.
some magic underwear?
Did you? It's been so long.
Didn't I get some magic underwear from the camp with the
No, you have a fur cod piece. It's not magical. It's meant to keep you. Yeah, it's meant to keep you warm, because you're gonna get to a point where it's so cold outside. You guys are gonna have to make like survival checks or constitution checks, and those will give you bonuses.
Yeah. Okay. So at least I have that on, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
wearing
absolutely.
the fur cod. So I look
God
a bit
damn it, dude.
ridiculous wearing.
No, they'd have given you shorts, bro. I can't put you out there with squirrel pelts on your dong like you're like early '90s Red Hot Chili Peppers getting fitted for a suit.
That's exactly what I was thinking. All right. So I'm just at this point just trying to figure out how I can get back to Valkithra.
Yeah, so she goes to the door, she gives it a gentle knock and opens it up. I'm assuming at this point you put all your clothes back on and get dressed once more. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
so
ready because I want to get back to my room. I've got a
she
bad feeling. I want to get back to my room.
she doesn't look at you at any point. She's never like while you're stepping down to get all of your clothes back on, she never once looks in your direction. When you finish getting dressed, do you say anything to her?
I thank her and then ask her. Yeah, I'll just thank her. Like, thank you, lass. Just, can you let the can I don't know. She can't. I'm sorry. I thought I'm just having a hard time with the fact that you can't talk.
She.
Um, can you motion to the gods and let them know that I'm ready to go back to my room?
Oh my god, dude. She
He's
shakes
got
her
-1
head.
charisma. Come on, man.
She shakes her head, knocks on the door, and the guards pull them both open and they
Okay.
guide you back to your room.
All
I,
right.
I'm assuming you're just gonna lay down. Like what are you gonna do when you get back to the room?
Is Valkithra still in the room?
Yes, but she's sleeping now, or at
All
least
right.
seems to be.
Then I am. Um. How about this? We get back to the room. Valkithra is sleeping. How much time do we have?
Um, it seems like you talking about in real life for the session or
Yeah, in
for.
real life for this session.
We're wrapping up pretty much as we speak. I've got like 2 more questions for you, but feel free. I'm not.
What I was gonna do was I was gonna summon my echo,
Okay.
and we can hand wave it, right? So summon Baron. I'm gonna inform him of everything that just happened,
Okay.
right? Like the way that the lady kind of threatened me,
Mm-hmm.
um, how
You
Anastasia
know,
came in, all that
to
stuff.
an extent,
Does
he
he know what I know?
basically, to an extent, he observes the same things that you do. And mind you, as you summon him, remember it's your shadow comes off of your feet and stands up. And when he's active, you no longer have a shadow.
That's right. So instead of that, I think don't I do I have the ability to kind of mentally speak with him
Uh, yes and
since the
no. You
conversation
guys,
we
yeah, you guys have. It's not something you're. Travok's not smart enough to be able to hold 2 conversations at once.
Okay.
Um, but you have spoken to each other telepathically before. So
Right.
yeah, in a weird way, you guys have some kind of strange connection. It's almost as if
Is there anything that he can tell me before, like, in the time that it would take for us to wrap up? Like,
he just looks at
what would he?
you
Okay.
and sighs heavily and shakes his head.
He does not seem pleased.
He's it's more of a what have you gotten yourself into?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. All right. I'll accept that.
yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, I mean, I might want to save this for our group session, but I kind of feel obligated to
Okay.
wake up Valkithra and share what happened.
Okay. Uh all right, yeah, sounds good. I'll when I go to do Valkithra's, I'll put that snippet in there. Like that you
Okay.
wake them up and run them through all of the shit that just happened right here.
Okay.
Do you want to take this time before you wake her up or after to kind of investigate the glove that she gave you?
Yes, yeah, so before I wake up Valkithra, I'm gonna go grab the glove.
Okay.
And I'm now gonna reinvestigate the glove to see if maybe there was any, because I remember I when I received it, I think I smelled it or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it
then I
smelled
was
of
mentally teleported
flowers.
to like a happy place. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it smelled like flowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to see if maybe there's any further insight that I can get from this glove. I mean,
Okay.
I know, yeah, but yeah.
Give me a history check.
Ooh, okay. We'll give that a shot. Fuck. 4.
Give me a. Give me. Man, either a religion or. I'm trying to think of what would be. I guess maybe an insight check. I'm trying to think of how simple Jack this is going to be.
Yeah, so religion would be intelligence, which
Okay.
is -1.
Yeah,
And
go
then
ahead. Go ahead and
Insight
roll it.
would be wisdom would be +3. So
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, go ahead and roll the insight.
okay. Thank you, Mr. DM. I'm gonna roll the insight. Fuck
Because
yeah.
they don't really
22.
have like a lore world skill. So this was insight. Right?
Insight.
What you've gathered, traveling with your band of dwarven kinsmen across the land, as you've kind of gone from, place to place, just roaming, you found various towns and townships of all races, elves, humans, dwarves, you name it, even obviously orcish bandit camps. The world of men always intrigued you and disturbed you at the same time. And you remember now of seeing a man-at-arms bearing a strange color of lace across his lance at a tournament that your band of dwarves attended.
Yes.
And you remember Bjorn saying something about that man has the favor of whatever the countess. So it dawns on you that this glove would allow you to show others that you have won the favor of a countess, and that may behoove you in some way, or it may hurt you in some way, depending on who you tried or how you tried to use it. So, what I have in my notes for you, give me 1 second, let me scroll back up.
I might try to keep this on my person going forward instead of in my pack.
So, what this does, in certain situations, at certain shops, and depending on how you interact on it, that will discount items by 10% that you can purchase.
Okay.
So, in some instances, and this will all be strictly on how you roll and how you as a player perceive, whatever interactions you're going through, you can decide whether to pull that out and, just kind of wave it in front of them for whatever dumbass reason, or like have it tied to your lapel or something like that. And if you play your cards right, it'll discount, anything that you go to buy by 10%.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So does Travok do anything else, or does he just kind of like tell Valkithra what's up and then like lays in bed catatonically, like just staring at the ceiling, wondering how the fuck do I get out of this?
So he's going to be a little bit exasperated in terms of his demeanor when he delivers this information to Valkithra, and then he's going to be like, I need to lay down, and then just goes and lays down and kind of goes catatonic, just staring at the ceiling like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what is going on?
All right.
I am not in I'm in a burning room. Everything is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that is where we conclude then.
Okay. Good job, dude. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording really quick.
All right.